Okay, students with nobody with the camera on. No? Keep your cameras on. Okay. So we finished off with the descriptive style of writing. Sorry, the narrative style. Narrative style, telling a story. And today we are moving on to the third style of writing. So do not be too much dependent on taking screenshots. As I told you in the last class, write down notes. If you will write, you will remember. The four main writing styles. Expository, which explains. Narrative, that tells a story. And then we have the persuasive style. This is also called the argumentative style. Also called the persuasive. Argumentative. When you argue the pros and cons. And so you make your point stronger. So there are the pros and cons in this, also involved in this. Plus, you use persuasive writing. When do you need to persuade? To request strongly. जब आप किसी चीज को, किसी प्रॉस एंड कॉन्स को डिस्कस करते हैं और अपने पॉइंट को हाईलाइट करने के लिए स्ट्रांगली बोलते हैं. Persuasive means a convincing style. There are a lot of situations जब आप, when it is required that you convince the reader. So, persuasive writing style, convince the reader. Make the reader see your point of view. Writing in such a way that the decision is taken in your favor. कुछ इस तरह से लिखना. Persuade, convince करना. For example, the advertisement. क्यों कुछ एडवर्टाइजमेंट बहुत अच्छा क्लिक कर दे, घटिया सी चीज भी अच्छे एडवर्टाइजमेंट से क्लिक कर जाता है. और कभी कोई बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट भी एडवर्टाइज नहीं होने से उतना क्लिक नहीं कर पाता है. So good advertising is a type of persuasive writing. कोई भी इश्तहार आप देखते हो. अच्छा, आप बताइए कौन सी एडवर्टाइजमेंट आपको बहुत पसंद आई और आपने वो उस चीज को खरीद लिया. Yes. Any advertisement which has convinced you and you have brought the product.
Yes, ma'am. iPhone 13.
iPhone 13. उसका क्या अच्छा लगा, क्यों आप कन्विंस्ड हो गए, क्या देख के आप कन्विंस्ड हो गए. ऐसा तो नहीं कि यू सॉ द पिक्चर एंड यू बॉट, नहीं ना.
मैम उसका प्रोसेसर, उसका लुक.
नहीं तो हाउ डिड यू कम टू नो, कैसे जाना.
ड्यू टू एडवर्टाइजमेंट.
एडवर्टाइजमेंट. So the advertisement was so convincing. So this convincing, the persuasive power is there. Persuasive in itself is powerful. The power of words are used in such a way that the buyer, the customer, the client is convinced to buy the product. For example, in the proposal, you saw that persuasive writing style is used because you want the reader to see your point of view. You want the reader to accept, to take the decision in your favor. Okay, so Sunny Kumar, you were convinced by the advertisement and then you bought the iPhone. Yes, anybody else? So this is a type of persuasive writing style. So when you are given to ask, when the question is, What do you understand by persuasive writing? So in persuasive writing, we are convinced or we try to convince. For that, whatever we want, we get our work done. So we want things to work out our way. It means I will have to write, be very convincing about it. Is anybody else? तो सनी आपको समझ में आ रहा है कन्विंसिंग स्टाइल क्या होगा? आपने कुछ देखा, आपने एडवर्टाइजमेंट देखा, you saw the advertisement and you were so convinced that you were compelled to buy. Is anybody else? Tell me. कौन सी ऐसी एडवर्टाइजमेंट जो आपको बहुत अच्छी लगी और आपने उसको इस चीज को खरीदा है?
मैम सब्सक्रिप्शन लिए हैं।
क्या
सब्सक्रिप्शन लिए हैं सर्विस का, कोई सर्विस का मैम।
कैसे लियो, क्यों लियो आप?
क्योंकि सर वो अच्छी लगी, एडवर्टीजमेंट में अच्छी लगी मैम।
अच्छा, वो अच्छी लगी और वो अच्छी इससे लगी कि वो उस तरह से कन्विंस किया गया कि आपने उसको यू एक्सेप्टेड एंड यू सब्सक्राइब. एनीबडी एल्स? जब तक कि आप बोलेंगे नहीं आप सीखेंगे कैसे? अच्छा, कौन सी ऐड आपको बिल्कुल अच्छी नहीं लगी, कन्विंस नहीं कर पाया आपको और आपने उस चीज को लिया नहीं? जब हम एक एक करके नाम पुकारेंगे क्या? रोल नंबर 1 2 3 4. चुपचाप मत बैठे रहिए क्लास में. लेट इट बी एन इंटरैक्टिव क्लास. फिर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे नहीं, हम भी बैठ जाते चुपचाप. ये मोनोलॉग थोड़ी है कि हम बोलते रहेंगे आप सुनते रहेंगे. नहीं, व्हेन आई एम आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन आई नीड आंसर्स. ना चलिए वन बाय वन हम करते हैं. ये कौन है? रोल नंबर 37. चलिए स्पॉटलाइटिंग एवरीबॉडी. चलिए आप बताइए कौन सी चीज आप, कौन सी एडवर्टाइजमेंट आपको आपने देखा जो आपको अच्छा लगा? नहीं बोलेंगे आई विल मार्क यू 0 टुडे.
मैम हमको याद नहीं है तुम क्या लिए।
तुमको कोई भी ऐड नहीं याद है?
मैम हम एक फोन लिए हैं वो हमको याद है बस।
और तुमको एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं याद है? तुमको कोई
मैम।
इश्तेहार नहीं है? तुमको कुछ कोई मतलब नहीं क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट हो रहा है क्या? तब तो बड़ा मुश्किल है. याद ही नहीं है तो हाँ वही तुम जॉब कैसे करोगे? तुमको कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता कि कौन सी एडवर्टाइजमेंट है. दिस इज अ वेरी स्टूपिड काइंड ऑफ एन आंसर. आप टीवी नहीं देखते हो? आप टीवी नहीं देखते हो, आप पेपर नहीं पढ़ते हो, आप किसी तरह का एडवर्टाइजमेंट आप नहीं जानते हो? हर एक न्यूज़पेपर में कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ ऐड रहता है, भरा पड़ा आता है. तो आप पेपर भी नहीं पढ़ते इसका मतलब?
न्यूज़पेपर ही नहीं पढ़ते।
हाँ, तो ये वही तो कह रहे हैं कि तो आप अवेयर कैसे हैं, आप अपडेटेड कैसे रहेंगे? आप न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पढ़ते हैं, आप टीवी नहीं देखते हैं, आप न्यूज़ नहीं देखते हैं, कुछ नहीं देखते हैं. आप कहाँ रहते हैं? किसी गांव में रहते हैं क्या जहाँ इस फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल नहीं है?
नो मैम।
इस तरह की बात करेंगे ना तो आपको क्या लोग समझेंगे? हाँ, आपको क्या समझ रहे हैं कि आपको कोई एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं याद है? वन बाय वन हम आपको रैंडमली हम क्लिक कर रहे हैं. यस, रोल नंबर 25. इनकी हालत देख लेते हैं पहले.
यस मैम.
अब बताइए, इनको कुछ नहीं पता, आपको पता है कि नहीं?
यस मैम पता है.
प्लीज बी स्मार्ट. हाँ, सिमेजेंट हो. इस तरह की बात करोगे मतलब कहाँ कोई गांव देहात के स्कूल में पढ़ी हो, तुम पढ़ रही हो, कुछ नहीं पता है कहाँ क्या हो रहा है. कम ऑन. यस.
यस मैम. मैम मैकडी का ऐड देख कर फिर मैकडी बर्गर मैम ऑर्डर किए थे.
क्या देख करके?
मैकडॉनल्ड्स का ऐड.
मैकडॉनल्ड्स का ऐड. व्हाई वाज इट सो कन्विंसिंग? आपको क्या लगा कि बहुत अच्छा होगा? आपने टेस्ट भी नहीं किया बट इट वाज योर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर, ट्रायल ऑर्डर.
यस मैम.
ठीक है ना? I'm talking in terms of business. आपने ad देखा, फिर आपने trial दिया, पता नहीं देखते कैसा होगा. Then it clicked.
Yes, ma'am.
कई बार ऐसा हुआ होगा ना कि तुमको क्या नाम है मुस्कान.
Yes,
कई
ma'am.
बार कोई एप्लीकेशन को क्लिक नहीं किया होगा कि नहीं ये बेकार सी चीज लग रही है, मुझे नहीं करना है. There are a lot of ads which do not click, which cannot convince.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या तुम जितनी भी इश्तेहार देखते हो वो सब चीज ले लेते हो? नहीं.
No, no, ma'am.
So some advertisement click, some
Don't.
हाँ.
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
आपको जो क्लिक करता है it means they are persuasive.
Yes, ma'am.
Ads हर तरह के होते हैं. और some click, some don't. So when you're talking about persuasive writing style, so persuasive writing style is also called argumentative writing style. You argue the pros and cons of a point. For example, if there is an essay, should dress code be allowed? So a lot of people will say no, dress code in colleges it should not be allowed. Many people will say no, dress code should be allowed. Almost 37, तुम्हारा काम हो गया तो माइक्रोफोन बंद कर दो. So dress code should be allowed, dress code should not be allowed. People who are saying this dress code should not be allowed will talk about the advantages, the disadvantages. Dress code should be allowed. The person will put some points on that. Okay, many people say that it should be allowed. They have reasons. So आप वो reasons ही put करेंगे. Many argue that dress code should be allowed in colleges. So you will put their points also because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. But since you are going to talk about dress code should not be allowed, then you will put your points and then you will convince the reader. You will prove your points. Yes, dress code should not be allowed in colleges because then you will put some stronger points and you will write in such a convincing style. You are using this argumentative style of writing. You are arguing the pros and cons of a thing, of a subject, and then you will write in such a way so that the decision is taken in your favor. So you have to be very convincing. And how will you write this? You're going to write this by using strong words. Right? So persuasive style, persuasive का मतलब ही होता है convincing. Convincing style. Persuasive style is also called the argumentative style. Do not be startled, do not be shocked or surprised when they ask you what is the difference between argumentative style and expository style. तो आप मत ये बोले कि मुझे तो पढ़ाया नहीं गया, मुझे नहीं पता कि argumentative क्या होता है. ठीक है? Argumentative is persuasive and expository is informative. Informative style when you inform. Argumentative style, persuasive style when you argue the pros and cons. Did you understand? Yes भी नहीं, no भी नहीं, कुछ
Yes,
नहीं.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What has gone wrong with this class?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now let us move ahead. And I think I told you to make a presentation on this once I'm done with. So persuasive writing style, you are convincing the reader. So we use persuasive writings to share our point of view with others. Why? Because we want the reader to agree with us. Because we want the reader to take the decision in our favor. Because we want the reader to see our point of view. And because we want the reader to accept whatever is our request. And how we are going to do this? By using affirmative words, strong words, positive words to prove our point. So, persuasive writing is unique because it has a very clear and important purpose. What is the clear and important purpose? What are the features? The question is, what are the features of persuasive writing? A persuasive writing has a unique and a very clear-cut feature. An important purpose. What is that? You are writing only to convince others. You are writing only to see others. What is your point of view? What is your request? Convincing the reader to do something or think something. You are going to lead the reader to think. To take action. For example, if you, unfortunately, if you lose your, if you somehow, if you lose a mobile in the college, will you be just sitting quietly and doing nothing? Or will you complain? Will you be writing a persuasive complaint? Or will you be just informative? Yeah, dear sir, this is to inform you that I have lost my mobile. So I could not attend my class. Fine. ये हो गया informative टाइम. आपने क्या किया? आपने बस inform किया. So, narrative style of writing. क्या करेंगे इसको? I reached college at 7:30 in the morning. And then when I reached, I went to the library. There's a process you're narrating. So I left my bag in the classroom. When I came back, I could not find my mobile. So I asked my classmates who were sitting there, did you see my mobile? No was the answer. So I came back home. What was the action that I took? I took an action that I wrote a letter that I've lost my mobile. And then I left things to the authorities that they will take care. I have informed them. This is the narrative style. What will be the persuasive style? You will write that you have lost your mobile in the classroom. Then you will describe the mobile. The descriptive also is there. What color, what brand. And then you will tell the, and then you will convincingly write that it got lost from the classroom, and I would like to request you to look into the matter and kindly oblige. Thanking you. So when you're saying look into the matter, you are leading the authority to take action. बहुत सारी जो कंप्लेन लेटर्स आते हैं, काइंडली हेल्प is a word. So this is also convincing style of writing. I think you read a letter, a business letter, where it was advertised in the newspaper that there is some NGO going on and try to help the people. This is convincing style. The reader wants you to read the advertisement and take action. So it has a very clear-cut purpose. You're writing this application, you're writing this letter to the authority because you've lost your mobile and you want the mobile to be found, you know. So you have a very important, unique purpose. You're convincing the reader, no, it was that, yes, it was lost in the classroom. I had it with me when I was coming. I had kept the mobile in my bag. I had taken out my bag in the classroom and checked for the time. I was early, so I went to the library to get a book. When I came back, my mobile was missing. So you have to convince कि हाँ यहीं से वो भुला गया. That it got lost from the classroom only. So you have to be convincing, and you have to convince by saying that yes, I had checked the time on the mobile. I had seen the link of the class, and as I was early, I went to the library to get some books. When I came back, it was so you have to be in a very convincing best, and तभी the authorities will take action. ठीक है, तो वो camera check होगा, this होगा, that होगा, right? So you in a persuasive style, you want the reader to take action. अब इस तरह का अगर letters आ रहा है, so the authorities will not just sit back. Okay, somebody has lost a mobile. चलो होगा, कहीं मिल गया होगा, कोई ले लिया होगा. I'm not bothered. नहीं ना, you want the reader to read and take action. See, right? So this is the persuasive style, and this is the argumentative style. It is also called the argumentative. Persuasive or argue. Argumentative is already a word which tells you what it's about. So what are the features of argumentative style, a persuasive style? That it is unique because it has a distinct, clear, important purpose. Convincing the reader to do something or think about it. To succeed at this type of writing, you need a clear goal. Know what you want the reader to do or believe after reading your work. You want the reader to believe that what the story that you're telling is true. Right? What are the types of persuasive writing? Any writing which is designed to sell the reader on something or to convince the reader of something is an example of persuasive writing. And it can take many forms. Like I told you I'll give you two examples. One was the advertisement, and second was you're writing a complaint letter, which is a convincing style. So the first is advertisement. We talked about it. How some advertisements click and convince the buyer. Right. Then the business proposals also written in persuasive style because you want the reader to read and not relax. Read and accept. College admissions, this is when you're taking your entrance exam, you are trying to convince the authorities that yes, you can be selected in the college. Cover letters. Can anyone tell me what is a cover letter? I think we discussed this in the lesson in the business letters. याद है कि नहीं? Cover letter क्या है? Let me recap. Let me see if you remember. In business letters, cover letter is a part of a business letter. Is an example of a business letter. Does anybody remember? Yes. भूल गए? मतलब कल जो पढ़ा तो आज भूल जाओगे क्या? आज तो बताइए, सिर हिला रही संजना कुमारी सिर हिला रही, नहीं भूली नहीं है, बताओ ना फिर क्या कवर लेटर क्या? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm? Anybody who answers today will get 5 marks straight. +5.
Ma'am,
No
a cover
takers.
letter is a written document commonly submitted with a job application.
हेलो मैम
Ma'am, these are generally written to convince someone to just accept me for the job.
Yeah. And what is the difference between a resume and a cover letter?
मैम हाँ मैम मैं आपसे एक बार पूछा हुआ था कवर लेटर के बारे में और बताई हुई थी जो हम सब कुछ रिज्यूम में डिस्क्राइब नहीं कर सकते हैं, एलोबरेट नहीं कर सकते हैं, उनके
सही
लिए
बात।
हमको कवर लेटर में अपनी जो जो क्वालिटीज है वो हम डिस्क्राइब कर देते हैं,
वेरी गुड।
वही कवर लेटर होता है
कवर
जो हम
लेटर वही
रिज्यूम
होता है। आज के in today's world, you cannot just send your resume and sit back. Every resume has to be backed up with a cover letter. What you could not put in your resume, you will elaborate in the cover letter. And in the cover letter, you will describe how you are fit for this job, how you have prepared yourself for this job. In the resume, you will only write down your educational qualifications and experiences. And in the cover letter, you will describe how you have prepared yourself for the job. Students, please do not forget your lessons. Keep on recapping and revising.
मैम आप मार्क देंगे ना?
हाँ बिल्कुल, मैंने कहा तो जरूर देंगे. Revati is one sweet student who is always answering. Be responsive, you know. If you are responsive, things will go on a very, your studies will go very smooth sailing. जितनी questions पूछेंगे उतनी आप जानेंगे. So I like students who ask questions. So advertisement, business proposals, college admission essays, cover letters, elevator pitches. What do you mean by elevator pitches? क्या होता है आपको बताइए, आपको बताएगा? What is the mean by elevator? किसी चीज को हाईलाइट करना, किसी चीज को आगे बढ़ाना, एलिवेट करना. यू आर पिचिंग सेल्स, सेल्स को आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं, किसी चीज को भी. एलिवेटर पिचेस. राइट डाउन द मीनिंग आई वांट टू आस्क. जो भी पढ़ाई होती है आपको पता है कहीं ना कहीं से हमको पूछते हैं. एलिवेटर पिचेस. Write down the meaning of this. Something which a very strong advertisement. You elevate, you enhance. किसी भी चीज को enhance करना. Product which is not working good, you pitch it. It means you enhance it. क्या लिखा आपने? The meaning of elevator you already know. Lifting. Like what is sales pitch? What is to pitch up? Something that bounces high. So, and anything which is enhanced, lifted. Sales of recommendation क्या होता है? सही है. Sorry, letters of recommendation. For example,
Reference.
Somebody who takes a letter of recommendation, it means that somebody knows the person quite well, and he is writing this letter for a future employee, recruiter, employer, that this person is a good person and he may be kept because of his skills, expertise, honesty, whatever. तो रिकमेंड किया जा रहा है कि हाँ, सिफारिश कि ये बंदा अच्छा है और इसको जॉब पे लगा देना चाहिए, और इसको कैन बी रिक्रूटेड, कैन बी हेल्पफुल फॉर द कंपनी। तो दीज आर लेटर्स ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन, जिसको कन्विंसिंग टर्म में लिखा जाता है, जो पढ़ के इंसान उस बंदे को रख ले अपनी कंपनी में। फिर एनी ओपिनियन विच यू हैव, एडिटोरियल आर्टिकल, पेपर में आप एडिटोरियल्स देखते हैं, वो सब कन्विंसिंग है, वो सभी a type of persuasive writing. Take any newspaper, read the editorial. Any product review, इसका आपको रिव्यू लिखना है, तो प्रोडक्ट का रिव्यू लिख रहे हो तो कन्विंसिंग स्टाइल में लिखोगे, इसलिए कि दूसरे लोग पढ़ेंगे और कन्विंस्ड होंगे टू बाय द प्रोडक्ट। And it's anything that promotes the sales pitches. Pitch मतलब ये होता है promotion. Anything that elevates, anything which pitches, anything that lifts. So all these are done in persuasive style or argumentative style of writing. Okay, persuasive writing is only successful if you are clear about your goal. All right, the question first. What makes a good persuasive writing example? What makes a good persuasive writing example? So persuasive writing is only successful if you are clear about your goal and then support that goal with
Ma'am?
relevant points.
Ma'am, what makes a good persuasive writing?
Yeah. What makes a good persuasive writing?
Okay.
How will you write a good persuasive style? Essay.
If you are clear about what you are going to write about, if you know what you are writing about,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know, then it will become just a shuffle thing.
So persuasive writing is only successful if you are number one, clear. Number two, you have supporting words, positive words, strong word power, and you have a goal and you have relevant points which lead to your goal. Why this is important? Because this builds a case for your reader. You can see this type of writing in action in the following excerpt, was the Declaration of Independence. So you can come up with your own persuasive writing. So I'm not going to read the example. You have to come up with your own example. इसको आप पढ़िए, persuasive writing. Somebody please read this. पढ़ो कोई. An example of persuasive writing. Read loudly. What is wrong? If you will read, you will understand. Read. प्रीति कुमारी पढ़ो. यहाँ से पढ़ो. Read this. Are you ready?
Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of skill
Come
working
on.
with?
With punctuation का भी ख्याल है कि नहीं? ऐसे पढ़ेंगे.
No, ma'am.
इसी को अगर आपको ऐड बना के बोलना है मीडिया में, तो कैसे बोलोगे? Your voice should be convincing. आप ऐसे पढ़ो. Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your तो वो पढ़े को सुनेगा क्या है? बंद करो इसको। मतलब
Are you-
अच्छी चीज भी गटर में चली जाएगी, राइट? इवन योर वॉइस शुड बी कन्विंसिंग, नो? कन्विंसिंग सिर्फ रिटन में थोड़ी होता है। हाउ यू आर स्पीकिंग, राइट?
Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of skill working with modern technology holding you back? Register today for the computer technology training program and
नहीं
master the
खोलेगा एडमिशन, नहीं कोई आएगा तुम्हारे पास। तुम्हारा इस तरह का ऐड हंस रही है। ऐसे बोलोगे? कोई और पढ़ के बताइए। कन्विंस मी, आई वांट टू टेक एडमिशन समवेयर, कन्विंस मी। चलो
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ पढ़ो।
Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of
नहीं
skill
नहीं,
blocking
जब ये खुद ही कैरियर नहीं बोली थी तो उसका यहाँ क्या है एडमिशन लेना?
career?
करियर वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन मार्क है ना। सपोजिंग
Yes,
ये
ma'am.
एड आपको रिकॉर्ड किया जा रहा है एंड यू आर बीइंग फिल्म्ड बाय एन एडवर्टाइजिंग कंपनी, और ये अब कंप्यूटर चेक के लिए आप ये एडवर्टाइजमेंट बना रहे हैं। कैसे आप इसको पढ़ेंगे? आप पढ़िए उसको, कन्विंसिंग इन योर वर्ड्स। चलो पढ़ो।
Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of skill working with modern technology holding you back? Register today for the computer tech training program and master the applications you need to know to attain the career of your dreams.
कुछ बेटर है। एनीबॉडी एल्स बट नॉट परफेक्ट? अंकित पढ़ो। You are being filmed for the ad company, by the ad company for computer tech training program. Yes, may somebody please read? Chalo. Convincing. Read. So why are you becoming so conscious? पढ़ेंगे तब तो जानेंगे ना what is convincing power.
Ma'am, may I try?
भैया try.
Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of skill working with the modern technology holding you back? Register today for the
Holding your back कहाँ है?
holding you back. Sorry, ma'am. One more time, ma'am.
Take
Are you
it.
ready? Yes, ma'am.
Take two.
Are you Are you ready to grow in your career? Is your lack of skill working with the modern technology holding you back? Register today for the computer tech training program and master the application you need to know to attain the career of your dreams. Thank you.
तो ये क्या हो गया? बाकी लोगों ने पढ़ा वो कन्विंसिंग नहीं था, ठीक है? रिया ने पढ़ा वो थोड़ा कन्विंसिंग है। हाँ, उसको लग रहा है कि हाँ द पर्सन इज सीरियस अबाउट इट, so there is some sense in the voice. हाँ, तो इसी को कहते हैं कन्विंसिंग स्टाइल ऑफ स्पीकिंग, ठीक है? somebody else read the next one. पढ़ो कोई। read somebody. पढ़ो पहले इसको, मुझे नहीं सुनना, पहले पढ़ो इसको। चलिए मैं बताती हूँ इसको पढ़ना है। जैद तुम पढ़ो इसको। पढ़ो the second one. Do you love great indoors? पढ़ो।
Do you love the great outdoors? Did you choose to live here because of the proximity to lakes, rivers, and white sand beaches? Are you concerned with protecting the natural beauty of the local environment? Show your commitment by joining environment now today.
Yes, very good. So this shows some, yeah, इसमें कुछ weight है, इसमें some कुछ relevant point है, and the way it is presented, it is convincing. Yes, very good. So the third person, please read the next one and we'll wrap up today. Yeah.
मैम रोल नंबर 8 को एक्सेप्ट कर लीजिए, उसका इंटरनेट कनेक्शन हो गया।
ठीक है, somebody read the last and we'll close today.
टाइम हो गया।
हाँ पहले इसको पढ़िए पहले, डोंट टेल मी टाइम हो गया, इसका टाइम हो गया, दे कैन लीव.
My background makes me uniquely suited for the position you are seeking to fill. Not only do I have experience teaching interpersonal communication classes, but I also have direct experience teaching the course via the same online platform your institution uses.
Now this is a part of a cover letter. So this is a part of a cover letter. My background makes me uniquely suited for the position you are seeking to fill. Not only do I have experience teaching interpersonal communication classes, but I also have direct experience teaching this course via the same online platform your institution uses. Right? So I hope this is done, and in next class we'll take up the descriptive essays.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Ria.
ma'am, in last class you told us to give a presentation on that narrative style of writing, and up to 30 roll number it was completed.
Yeah, okay. Today there is no time, so we can do it in the next time. Okay, Ria, thank you for reminding me. But I was also in a frenzy to complete this writing style, because this by far is the most important syllabus in your subject, the most important subject in your syllabus. इसको जान जाओगे अगर, so you can write about anything, speak about anything, right? So Ria, it's already 10 o'clock and you have another class waiting. Or do you want to tell the story right now, Ria, if you're prepared?
No, ma'am, next class.
Yeah. Fine then. Take it.